في أكبر الكتب. أكبر. في أكبر.
Ronnie, sign me. No. Oh, there we go. It has it in areas. So I keep, yeah. Isho, can you put the red on, please?
Testing, 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, he's fine.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Fusco Media 1 2 1 2. Fusco Media 1 2 1 2. Nicholas Parthamos testing 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. I don't comment.
Good evening, wherever you're watching in Victoria, across the nation, or indeed around the world. Welcome to Darebin on what is quite a steamy and summery Friday evening right at the start of December. And it's that time of year once more. The playoffs for the final time in 2025 are finally upon us. The pressure, the prospects, the anticipation and angst all heightened and all rolled into two legs, which will decide the top flight standings for 2026. Both of these two have taken different roads, which now converge at the crossroad of Series Futsal's Premiership and its second tier. Northern Phoenix are the incumbent top flight side, back in the playoffs, this time as hunted instead of hunter. A third successive trip to this time of year, the last bringing about promotion in the most cinematic style. Northcote will be happy to flip the script and perhaps put themselves on the series silver screen. They were championship leaders down the stretch, however, missed out on the title on a dramatic final day. Despite doing their bit, they have had to settle for the playoffs. Now, a first playoff trip since the first season of 2024 sees the dream of the Promised Land well and truly alive. It would complete a story which in itself could almost be film-worthy. They were not supposed to be here. Almost relegated last season, Northcote now have the chance for a seriously sensational sequence of events to reach their ultimate, albeit almost unimaginable, conclusion. My name's Ethan Rigg, and I'm joined in the commentary box this evening by Isho Haskell. Good evening, Isho. What can we expect from both of these sides tonight?
Well, both these teams from the start, was very strong towards the start of the season for Phoenix, winning, against Hume, but unfortunately dropped down to the relegation zone as Northcote was pushing up for the title spot, but obviously, unfortunately, dropped down to second, and now we find both teams versing each other.
Both these teams know this stage very well. Northcote were not best pleased about the manner in which they were denied the title on Sunday. Their 9-2 win, not enough in the end. Heart were victorious against Kensington. And that in and of itself sees them in the playoffs. Here's Henderson. The Northern Phoenix know the pressure of this situation. It's a battle-hardened outfit. And Stellitano is driving at Cordero. Marisic came across. It's tidily red. Rolled off for Cordero again. Henderson's foot in was a good one. Giraldo just forced to take some time. Cordero dropped off to give him a helping hand. Zacharias went on the press. Giraldo this time couldn't quite keep it alive. Wanted to find Garcia. A really intense start to tonight. It is a very, very warm evening, like we haven't seen since the very start of the year. A proper summertime sizzler in Melbourne's northern quarter. Will become a factor at some point this evening. Hogan rolled it for Stellitano. Good challenge from Marisic. Geraldo again wanted Garcia, but they can't quite make it stick. Suleiman Mohammed from Mario Barho, animated on the touchline. Closest to the commentary box. Henderson went back for Hogan. Very important to have those two available, as is Stellitano. He's got Marisic go out. Lovely ball for Zacharias, who just couldn't quite apply the finishing touch, but a good start to the evening for Gio Stellitano. Isho, how important will he be tonight?
Gio Stellitano is a very important player for Phoenix. He's been working hard the whole season, and I think Phoenix need him tonight just to drive like he's doing at the moment now, and giving those passes in and shooting. You know, he's a very important player for them.
Terrifically done from Stellitano. Northern Phoenix will want him to step up without Jonathan Sapina, of course. He's got outdoor commitments for the first leg. Positive start from the current series futsal side. Henderson on for Zacharias, who had that look merely moments ago. Hogan, Stellitano, just stabbed it down the line for Zacharias, and Marisic was in a bit too overzealously. Two very contrasting form looks, really. Northcote unbeaten in 5, 1 loss in 8 games. Northern Phoenix only 2 wins in 7 to end both of their respective seasons. Form goes out the window when it comes to this time of year, though, as has been readily seen. And Henderson's got the first free kick of the evening. Chance to test Fagacha. Stellitano is short. He goes out for Hogan instead. Fagacha had to get down to make the save. Cordero dropped it off for Marisic, whose return was the right idea, but waited far too heftily. We talk about two contrasting fortunes to end the campaign. Two really, really contrasting styles of futsal. Phoenix more helter-skelter. Northcote happy to sit and absorb at times. There's Henderson. Rolled it for Stellitano. Again, Hogan wanted to switch for Henderson, whose touch was heavy. Tyler Lewis just happy to cool things down. Player who's been with Northern Phoenix a lot of these playoff runs. Offers immense experience. Had a solid season as well. Zacharias went down the line for Stellitano. Got around Garcia. Marisic got a foot in, and now they're on the charge. Important read from Henderson. Giraldo went flying in and is down behind play. Stellitano turned 2, gave it to Henderson, and Marisic got an important intervention before Cordero nearly caught Tyler Lewis out.
That was a very big chance by Northcote. Tyler Lewis just caught off his line, and down is the Northcote player. I think that was from when he hit the ball into the player, for Northern Phoenix player, but it's not looking good for the Northcote player.
Northcote bench were not best pleased about the way that scenario played out. Cordero's pleading the case that it might have been a little bit more sinister than first realised, after he had such a golden opportunity. One that was improvised, and the managers are now allowed onto the court to tend to their wounded. Giraldo it was who went flying in. Thankfully he's back on his feet. but an all-important time for some of these players to have a breather as well, to get some instruction on the Northern Phoenix end, but for Northcote, maybe to just get their bearings, as they've been pushed back a lot to start this game, haven't they, Isho?
Yeah, well, so far during the game, it's been Phoenix that have been taking control of the game. I think Northcote just have to calm down a bit, play their game like they've been doing in the championship, as, you know, it's a very hot day for both teams. I think pushing right now isn't the type of game they should be playing, is more calm down and then should break the team.
The good thing for them is championship rules for the first leg, so it'll only be the final 5 that we have stop clock for. Otherwise it could be a rather gruelling evening. Time stopped at the moment. Injuries to be tended to. Two very different styles of futsal, as we were alluding to beforehand. Northcote in particular, defensively very solid. Nobody conceded less in the championship than their 25. But only Vic Lions, who were relegated, scored fewer. Phoenix are on the charge with Stellitano for Hogan. Cordero got in the way, couldn't be cleared. Northcote still trying to find a way through. Well recovered by Hogan. Henderson on for Stellitano, who had Garcia to go at. He did terrifically well. Had Costa as an option further back, but Stellitano hustled him out of play. Here is Cordero. Garcia wanted to switch for Lay, who had to lunge and just couldn't quite get there. It's been made of Northcote's defensive resilience. However, for Northern Phoenix, they conceded the most goals in the division. But only Fitzroy and Moreland scored more than their half a century. Side who pride themselves on attacking futsal a lot of the time. To their own defensive detriment. Fagaccia had to get a foot on it. Hogan was lurking. Ricocheted for Costa, who couldn't get beyond Stellitano. Can feel the tension in this building at the moment. Northern Phoenix touchline not exactly more relaxed than their Northcote counterparts. It's a good press on that occasion from Biliansky. Cordero was starved of options and had to clear. Henderson fancied a hit. Costa came across to block it. We haven't really seen Northcote test Northern Phoenix so far. The Warriors have got the shield wall up at the moment. As Henderson again, this time wins a corner. Team built on defensive resilience. As Henderson again gave it a poke. Lay got a foot in. Cordero happy to crash it away. That's a sign of the pressure they're under at the moment. Lewis looked long. Stellitano was on his own and just couldn't apply the finishing flick. Really, really positive start for Northern Phoenix. That's a positive ball from Costa into Cora, who wanted to spin and hit the post. Their first real foray forward, and Cora crashed the base of the post. A huge opportunity again for Northcote.
That was a very big opportunity for Northcote there. Cohen Correa just turning around and just smacking it down, hitting the post. Tololo was getting down, but just going out there. Very fortunate for Phoenix there.
First time they really allowed Northcote any space. Cora in particular. Not one you want to give too much of it to. Stellitano found Biliansky, who wins a corner.
I think as well mentioning there, you've got what's called 2 former players from Isham. And there it is! Stellitano! A belter of a goal, bottom corner. That's prime Stellitano there.
And Phoenix have the lead that perhaps their early pressure deserves. Payoff for Gio Stellitano. A searing hit into the bottom corner. And Northcote's resistance is broken just prior to the halfway stage of the first half. Phoenix lead the tie, and they lead on the night. And Costa's being hustled by Hogan, and Henderson has stumped it 2 in a matter of seconds. A quick 1-2 punch for Northern Phoenix has Northcote on the canvas.
Northcote there just losing focus with 2 quick successive goals. They can't be doing this. They can't be doing this. This is the same things that happens every time when you lose focus.
One of a quick reply. Northcote hit with a second in quick succession. It's now up to them to respond. Phoenix posing the question, what have you got? It's a good read from Brown. Ricocheted for Lay. Had Kura further forward, went back for Costa instead. Now Lin. Lay left it behind. Henderson's charging, options left and right. One of whom was Biliansky. His touch took him too wide. All the way back for Brown. Henderson, who's been pivotal. Brown, Biliansky, quickly down the line for Hogan. Costa took a tumble, Hogan kept going. Ricochet for Henderson, set for Brown. Again for Biliansky. Instruction is to keep it. Again in that channel is Hogan. Henderson drifting, Hogan hitting! And lashing just wide.
As I was mentioning before, like I was saying, Gio Celentano, a former Northcote player, and Felipe Fagaccia, a former Phoenix player, taking on each other, and there it is.
Plenty of movement between these two clubs. At the moment, Phoenix with a quick minute of magic have themselves 2 up. You get the feeling they're hungry to add more. They know better than anybody how quickly these ties can change. They were 4-0 down against Hume in the first season of 2025. Drew the first leg 4-all, and then in a stellar second leg were better by the barest of margins. It was a Stellatano scorcher in the dying moments that was the difference. He is now as he was then, alongside Henderson to help him. And those are the little errors that matter oh so much at the moment, especially this time of year. Brown. Got it from Alilek, return from Hogan! It's a wonderful goal! Finished beautifully by Brown, and Northern Phoenix have a treble in next to no time.
That was way too easy for Phoenix there. Northcote just have to do better in following their runners. Anthony Brown slotting it in the bottom corner, passing and slotting it right in the bottom corner there. Very unfortunate for Felipe, who's been having a stellar game.
Phoenix with a quick fire 3. And Northcote can't be too rattled by this. You had the feeling, however, that the series side are taking it up to them. Alilek lost out on that occasion. Garcia wanted to keep going. Brown got a boot in. Alilek through the legs of Costa. On for Biliansky off the post.
That was beautiful there by...
Piercing run from Alilek, who got through Costa. And my word, Isho, weren't they close to a fourth?
Yeah, just the Northern Phoenix player, Yui Aliak, just getting a nutmeg there, passing it across to Giro Biliansky, but just missing the open goal there.
Hogan, here is Biliansky. Hogan was on his own, Costa slid, it ricocheted not once but twice for Hogan, and Fagaccia just held firm. Went quickly for Maricic. Costa, it's an audacious ball, one that could have been made by Garcia, and Alilek was fouled by Kura. And for the first time in 406 days, he spent a long time away from the game with injury. Nicholas Parthamos introduced into the fray. One of the Phoenix prodigal sons returns to the fold in the playoffs. A long road back, and Alilek finds him immediately. Biliansky, Parthamos once more. Switch for Brown. Wanted to thread it on the return. The foot in from Garcia. Maricic got it from Costa, and again, Northcote happy to calm things down. Garcia starved of options. Maricic. Alilek goes to him. Threaded it for Kura, who wanted the 1-2. It's a good slide from Alilek. And now, Northcote call timeout. For the first time in the playoffs, a timeout has been issued at the end of a frantic opening stretch. A quick-fire Phoenix 3 means that our first time out of the evening is Northcote 0, Northern Phoenix 3. We return from timeout for the first time this evening. First leg of playoff game 1. And at the moment, Northern Phoenix are spreading their wings, rising from the ashes to keep themselves in the top tier for the time being. Northcote had to call the timeout. Cordero went quickly for Garcia, and Alilek got a foot in. They just haven't been able to really create any meaningful opportunities since Kura hit the post. Marisic with again a shot from range and blocked comfortably by Stelitano. Can feel a lot of frustration for Northcote at the moment, having to claw themselves back. Cordero off Alilek, nearly ricocheted for Kura, did in fact for Stelitano. Brown, Alilek again, Marisic did well. If you're Northcote from here, Isho, how do you go about turning your fortunes around?
I think at the moment, obviously they're losing 3-0. I think it has to be a pressing game at the moment to get those goals back. But I think at the moment they're just holding, maybe playing their game, trying to finish the half, trying to preserve their energy for the next half to push.
It certainly could be a throw like that when it comes to being down the stretch of the first half now. Save your energy for the second, allow Phoenix almost to burn themselves out. You have to remember, even a small deficit is not a bad result from here. Alilek, Stelitano, Brown's on his own and steered it over. Another brilliant ball from Stelitano. And Brown, where he finished the first time, unfortunately couldn't do so this time round. And they're just not able to keep possession, Northcote. Tyler Lewis asked a lot of Alilek on that occasion. Cordero, back for Garcia. Kura wanted the return. Telegraphed well by Brown, who's now nearly run himself into a Northcote cul-de-sac, got out of it well. Parthamos' switch is a good one. Alilek on the charge, trying to tiptoe his way around Marisic, and Garcia got across. But for that little flick on Parthamos, will be a rolling foul. A little bit of a nasty one to leave. Wasn't overly malicious, but for someone who's just come back from injury, for the first time in a year, not exactly the first thing you want to wear.
Definitely not, definitely not. Especially, I'm pretty sure it's the ankle that he got injured on as well. So it's not ideal copping that to the ankle straight after coming on.
Thankfully for Nicholas Parthamos, no ginger movements, all seems to be well. Fagaccia, Stelitano hustled him, and then nearly made pay to full effect again.
Very close there from Stelitano. Felipe Fagaccia was very just dilly-dallying there in the goals. And Gio Stelitano nearly got that goal there.
Northcote really playing themselves into a position of peril. Phoenix corner, Stelitano! Oh. That's a brilliant save from Fagaccia. An elastic stretch to stop a rocket. Even if it means another Phoenix corner. And Alilek has played it off the referee, Michael Ciaris, and in fact, Suleiman Mohammed wants timeout. Timeout issued before anything can be put underway. So Northcote took one early. Phoenix now in stop clock territory take theirs. It is still 3-0 to Northern Phoenix as we cross the timeout once again.
في أكبر الكتب.
We return from timeout. Final time in the first half. And Nicholas Parthamos has a corner to take for Northern Phoenix. Upon his return to series futsal competition, he has been rehabilitating in the youth, and Henderson has thumped in his second for a Northern Phoenix Fab Four.
Asulun Mohammed and Romario Bajo timeout. Had the talk, and it leads to a goal for Henderson. Smashing it into the right side. That's just beautiful there.
He screeched across, did Henderson. And he absolutely battered it in. Second of the night for Ryan Henderson, who is having some evenings so far. And Northern Phoenix, for them, this couldn't have got off to the better start. For Northcote, possibly. This is the stuff of nightmares. I wouldn't have envisaged something like this. For the best defence in the championship, they've held 4 in under 20 minutes. Their setup is a very, very conservatively based one, which they try to build off. However, when you're 4-0 down in this situation, does that issue now go out the window, and do you have to play with a bit more adventure?
I think now it just has to be, like I was saying, a press game. You know, pressing the defence, trying to get those players to just buckle under pressure to get those goals. But, you know, we've seen Northcote in a championship do it over and over again. For the best defensive team, they've scored a few goals as well to be second. So they just need to keep doing it, keep pushing them, but also at the same time not be too adventurous in a way.
Maybe just a change of tact, not a change of intention. Parthamos came across. Hasn't looked a touch off the pace. It is because he's made his comeback through the youth competition, and thus has been able to qualify to play for Northern Phoenix through that. Again, lofted. Also made some named appearances on the bench in series futsal as well. But just how good is it to see him back out on court?
It's a welcome home from everyone here to Nicholas Parthamos.
And at the moment, it's certainly a sweet homecoming. Lewis went long, looking for Zacharias. Cordero nodded it on for Cura. Lovely ball for Giraldo, who couldn't quite keep the move alive. Just a touch too far ahead of him. And that summed up the first half for Northcote in a nutshell, unfortunately. A little bit of invention, but so far Northern Phoenix have been more than up to anything they've had thrown at them. A lot of time to prepare for this. There was a big break between the end of the series futsal season in the top flight, as Lewis is pressed by Giraldo in a low-risk one. This time went looking long, and for the first time tonight, we have the railing intervening.
The good old railing, the good old railing.
May not be as much of a fixture as it is. in the championship down on the lower courts, but still reminding us of its presence. Lovely read from Zacharias, who's hustling Giraldo, but with too much force. And he gives away a free kick. In fact, no, he doesn't. Northern Phoenix have a free kick. Could be for the pullback on Zacharias initially. Phoenix set piece. Romario Barjo was rather bewildered about that. Suleiman Mohammed giving a look of, well, we'll take it. Henderson, lovely ball. Stelitano. Henderson, who's hat-trick hunting, flashes his effort wide. Via a deflection for a corner. Kura comes to a breather. Garcia back on for Northcote. Closing stint of the first half. Parthamos. Stelitano. Parthamos was given a shove by Giraldo. Garcia saw it out of play. Henderson. Stelitano. Again wants to go at Garcia. Skipped his way inside. Henderson. Zacharias. Phoenix pushing. Henderson, who had to lunge. And then thumped it into Costa, who's ricochet fed Lewis. Now on for Zacharias, who's touch evades him.
Northcote need to focus here. They need to focus. They need to push to try to get those goals back. It's looking like it's a Phoenix show at the moment right now. Phoenix are going at him, going forward, and there's a chance for Northcote! And just hit wide by Northcote there.
Garcia had a look. The first really clean-cut opportunity they've created for themselves, where they've had somebody one-on-one with Tyler Lewis. The post was hit from Kura. Cordero wants a hold against Henderson. Inside the final 2 minutes to the break, and it certainly has been Northern Phoenix's show so far. They're riding a turquoise wave to good effect. They're hoping, Northcote, that it's not a tidal one which washes them away. But Henderson's charging. Parthamos is darting! And he kept it alive, having stumbled. Set for Henderson, who fires over. At the other end, Giraldo, blocked by Zacharias. Nicholas Parthamos might claim that was intentional as he comes for a breather. But just couldn't get it out of his feet. Henderson, threaded for Zacharias, who didn't know much about it. Lovely footwork from Garcia, who's gone driving. On for Cordero, and it's blocked by Henderson.
Northcote coming and showing a few shots there. 2 shots in a row, I'm pretty sure, from Northcote there. And there's another chance. Oh! Salatano being a bit fancy there.
Another moment of brilliance. Wasn't able to get on the end of it. Northcote just in a good patch in the closing end of the half. Cordero. Garcia just about kept it alive, and then lost out for Zacharias, who's flicked it on for Stelitano. They're walking in! It's 5 before half-time. 5-star Phoenix Futsal, and they are flying.
There goes back to the question as well. You said it is Stelitano. How important is he for Phoenix? And that just proves it there. Getting assists, getting the goals, with Liam Zacharias finishing it off.
Northcote might be concerned that, similar to their last trip to the playoffs, it's becoming the same old story. It has been a Northern Phoenix demolition job in the opening half. About to be a quarter of the way through this tie. Stelitano! Marisic got there to prevent it being 6. And then went on the thread, cut out by Hogan. They might still have time, you know. Wanted Henderson. Attentive was Lay. On for Costa. Can Northcote perhaps get one for themselves? Garcia! Lewis got his angles right.
Northcote just getting the chances there, but they need to finish him.
Can they chip into that deficit? 19 seconds to the break. 5 down. Marisic. Garcia wanted to clip it for Costa, who couldn't keep it alive. That might be their look, and that might sum up the half. Henderson searching. Hogan made the run. He's got options arriving. And he wanted Stellitano at the back stick. Suleiman Mohammed not happy. The only thing he's had to groan about in a first half where Northern Phoenix have had a hold on Northcote from start to finish. From minute one, it has been the Phoenix who have looked to press hard, and for it, they have a 5-star lead at half-time of the first leg of the playoffs here in Darebin. It's Northcote 0, Northern Phoenix 5. Very important to have those two available, as is Stellitano. He's got Marisic to go out. Lovely ball for Zacharias, who just couldn't quite apply the finishing. Who had that look merely moment to go. Hogan, Stellitano, just stabbed it down the line for Zacharias, and Marisic was in a bit too overzealously. Chance to test Fagaccia. Stellitano is short. He goes after Hogan instead. Fagaccia had to get down to make the save. Cordero dropped it. Aldo went flying in and is down behind play. Stellitano turned two, gave it to Henderson. And Marisic got an important intervention before Cordero. Gave it to Henderson. And Marisic got an important intervention before Cordero nearly caught Tyler Lewis out. Pressured away. That's a sign of the pressure they're under at the moment. Lewis looked long. Stellitano was on his own and just couldn't apply the finishing flick. Positive ball from Costa into Cora, who wanted to spin and hit the post. Their first thrill for a forward, and Cora.
I think as well mentioning there, you've got what's called two former players from Michigan. There it is! Stellitano!
The tie, and they lead on the night, and Costa's being hustled by Hogan, and Henderson had stumped it two in a matter of seconds. Keep it. Again in that channel is Hogan. Henderson drifting, Hogan hitting. And Lashley just wide.
As I was mentioning before,
Brown got it from Alilek, return from Hogan. It's a wonderful goal. Finished beautifully by Asian. Garcia wanted to keep going. Brown got a boot in. Alilek through the legs of Costa. On for Biliansky off the post. Biliansky. Hogan was on his own. Costa slid. It ricocheted not once but twice for Hogan. And Fagaccia just held firm. Went quickly for Marisic. You have to remember, even a small deficit is not a bad result from him. Alilek. Stellitano. Brown's on his own and steered it over. Oh, nearly run himself into a Northcote cul-de-sac, got out of it well. Parthamos' switch is a good one. Alilek on the charge, trying to tiptoe his way around Marisic. Chilly for Nicholas Parthamos. No ginger movement, and seems to be well. Fagaccia. Stellitano hustled him. And then nearly made pay to really playing themselves into it for Northern Phoenix. Upon his return to series futsal competition, he has been rehabilitating in the youth, and Henderson has thumped in his second in the championship down on the lower courts, but still reminding us of its presence. Lovely read from Zacharias, who's hustling Giraldo, but with too much force. Taking a look of, well, we'll take it.
it's looking like it's a Phoenix show at the moment right now. Phoenix are going at him, going forward, and there's a chance for Northcote! And just hit wide by Northcote there.
And they lost out for Zacharias, who's flicked it up. We return from half-time, the first leg of the first playoff game, and so far for Northern Phoenix, all is going to plan. They have hit 5 without reply. Northcote truly shell-shocked in that first half of futsal. It was one where Northern Phoenix really dictated from start to finish. A 5-goal deficit in the tie. It's quickly becoming alarming. You can't lose the tie in one leg, but you can go a long way towards it. They will want to avoid that. But the big question is, Isho, how do they go about chipping away at the deficit in the second half?
I think North could have to play their game in, like I said, the first half was pressing now. Push them, preserve, they preserve their energy from the first half. They've gotten a few shots off, which obviously made Phoenix a bit scared, in that aspect. So I think North could just have to keep going at the goal.
I didn't create many opportunities in that first half. 2 real glimpses. Cora hit the post, and then Garcia forced the save from Tyler Lewis. It was all Northern Phoenix, really, for a lot of that first period. Cora's wanting to change that. Costa back for Cordero. Out the other way was Garcia, who has Biliansky to go at. Lovely touch off from Cora in return. Garcia darting, Cordero overlapping, and taking a heavy touch, which allowed Tyler Lewis to come and mop up. And he's quickly on for Hogan and Alilek. And Costa just came across to make sure that the door was shut.
Could have been very nasty there with that collision. Very nasty, but lucky both players are fine.
It was almost like a pinch. Cora, that's a brilliant, brilliant grab and gather from Lewis, who had to sprawl himself out across. He's looking to keep a clean sheet for the first time this season. Northern Phoenix have not kept a clean sheet in season 2 of 2025. How they would really love to round the season out without any further concessions. Brown threaded. Hogan! They've hit Northcote for 6. A tremendous move. Patient, and then the switch was flicked by Brown. Hogan darted out the back on his own, and when faced with Fagacha, fired true to steer Phoenix further away.
As we were saying there, they have to be a bit adventurous, but they also have to defend and stay on their players, or they'll be copping more goals. Very simple. But Lucas Hogan taking a stroll and scoring beautifully there.
Northcote switched off. Hogan made hay. And the sun's certainly shining today. There's Alilek. Pressed by Marisic. Here is Hogan, whose return was tidy. Alilek and Marisic battled. Cordero got a foot in. Hogan, Biliansky, they'll walk it almost in. And Alilek turned it wide for what almost certainly seemed like a 7th.
It's looking a bit far-fetched for Northcote to make the comeback at the moment. But you never know. You've got a full half of futsal. You never know with futsal.
It's not just on the night trying to make a comeback, but then in the second leg too, as we go to full stop clock. Hogan charging, Biliansky through the legs of Fagacha and in. 7th heaven for Northern Phoenix. Another breakneck counter, orchestrated by Hogan and threaded below Fagacha by Biliansky. A really, really well-worked counter-attacking goal. Northcote heads are in hands, and at the moment, they might be staring already at more playoff heartbreak.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's very far-fetched for Northcote to make a comeback at the moment. Seeing as Phoenix are very going up as a team and back as a team, and Northcote are just looking very defensively poor, or structurally poor, I should say it as well. But they have to focus, like I said. They have to focus. And that's unfortunately summed up the game.
Really has from a Northcote perspective. That from Costa, completely unforced, as was that from Biliansky, but they just have not hit their stride. They haven't been able to. This time in the playoffs, these teams took it up to each other. But at the moment in this first leg, of this season's playoffs. It is a rout. Marasic gave it a poke, wanting to at least get them off the mark, but was unsuccessful in doing so. And for a side who have played such good futsal in the championship this season, it must be hard to fathom how this has gone as poorly as it has so far. For a Northcote side who, really only 5 days ago, we were tipping as a team who could win the title in the second tier.
Yeah, well, this just proves that, you know, we've heard from the podcast as well, saying that, you know, can the championship teams contest with the series teams? And we're seeing now that, you know, unfortunately one of the top teams is losing 7-0 at the moment. But listen, like I say, it's futsal, you never know. So they just got to keep pushing and keep working hard.
Lin dropped it off for Lay. And for Marasic, who had to stretch and get there. Again on the switch was Lin, this time pressed by Bilyansky. Marasic. Brown got a foot in. Marasic kept going, wanted to steer it, but couldn't do so beyond Hogan. That's a smashing ball for Brown. And Marasic had to follow him all the way to get a foot in. The substitutes bibs are being waved in a frenzy, particularly by Gio Stelitano. Expect his reintroduction post-haste. Lin, good read by Alilek, who wanted to go the long way around Lay. Did well not to foul him. Tidy ball for Giraldo. Marasic. Got it back from Lay. Giraldo. And Alilek just gave Lay a pullback. Gave away a free kick. Kura about to come on. Lin about to make way. The only real movement on that Northcote bench so far this second half. A good stint.
I think Northcote's main weapon has to be Kura, playing how he plays. You know, he had probably the best chance in the first half. You know, turning the, I think, Lucas Hogan, and then shooting it and hitting the post. I think they need to use him more as a target and play off him.
Oh, the stop clock kick is in play. I don't think it was intentional time wasting, and if it was, it certainly didn't look as such. Brown's take. Henderson, who's on a hat-trick. For Stelitano! And Fagacha had to push it away at the expense of a corner. That's also been the difference as well. From range, Northern Phoenix have just created better looks than Northcote so far. Henderson and Stelitano in particular have done damage. Parthamos. Henderson fizzed across and in! Zacharias at the far post this time to turn in. And Northern Phoenix's dream night gets even better.
Beautiful corner tactic there by Phoenix. Playing the ball to Nick Parthamos, passing the back, and just across to Liam Zacharias.
Marasic has got Stelitano to go at. Kura wanted to thread it for Lay. He couldn't get beyond Henderson. Again, Lewis went long. Giraldo got up. It'll drop for Kura. Had a hit on the swivel, blocked by Parthamos, who then did well to shield it and was given a barge.
Very smart there by Nicholas Parthamos. Just holding off the ball.
Well, Henderson was given a shove by Marasic, who was not best pleased by that decision. That frustration has really summed up the evening so far for Northcote. Falcao not becoming a concern just yet. Approaching the halfway stage of the second half. Left for Henderson, and Marasic got a block on. Just to check to make sure he's all right. War one. Seems to be okay. Henderson. And the switch was Parthamos. Zacharias, Parthamos. And again, being caught in a sandwich, really. Cordero's challenge was a good one. He won the ball. Giraldo, perhaps inadvertently, came across on the second contact. Stelitano blocked by Cora. Ricochet back for Fagacha, who wanted to go quickly, instead had to go for Maricic. Cora dropped off for him, as did Geraldo, who sidestepped Zacharias, threaded it for Cora. Cordero, Maricic. No thread beyond Zacharias, who couldn't go the long way round. Cordero wanted to keep the move alive and did so intelligently. Under 10 to go. Cordero, Cora. Tidy flick for Cordero, who just couldn't quite get there. A lot of those Northcote players now have been out for a long stint. Maricic has, Cordero has, Geraldo has in the second half. They used Cora sparingly, but for those three around him, do you think they might just be starting to tire? Because we've said it a lot. It's a very warm evening, and that only gets heightened in here. So do you think the legs are starting to go a bit?
Yeah, of course. Like we were saying, the pressing game, they've been doing it a bit better now. But as well, you know, with the heat and it looks like you were saying, the longer stints, it's not helping Northcote at all. And I think they need to be just a bit faster with their substitutions for them to actually have a chance to score a goal.
Henderson, lovely searching ball for Zacharias, whose run was a good one, just made a fraction too late. Phoenix showing a lot of invention, however. Cordero off Zacharias, fell fortuitously for Fagacha. Wanted Cora. Lewis did well to read the situation.
I think personally for me, it's looking at this game right now, it's a bit shocking that it's 8-0 at the moment, especially with Northcote being on top in the top two for championship.
Cordero got a flick. Lewis will go on a run himself now. And Stelitano one way, has Henderson the other. Stelitano steered it in. Via Geraldo, Gio Stelitano piles on another for Northern Phoenix, who have themselves one away from double digits in the first leg.
Very good save there from Tyler Lewis going forward and passing it to Ryan Anderson and across to Stelitano. Just Phoenix are looking more like a team, unfortunately, than Northcote.
Here is Geraldo. Cordero, Cora. Again for Geraldo. Cora searching. It's a good slide from Henderson. I don't think they expected it to be quite like this. The build-up, even the disappointment from Sunday. That's a brilliant save from Tyler Lewis down low. Pure reflex as Cora shot on the swivel. Terrific stop from the Phoenix shot stopper. Corner quickly for Cora. Lewis plucked it and has Stelitano, who's got Zacharias, who couldn't steer in a 10th. Stelitano a little frustrated. Perhaps at the initial service, or at the failure to finish, or even at his own steer across. Northcote corner at the other end. Cora with height. Why not have a hit if you're Geraldo? Didn't catch it cleanly. This is the first of two playoff games this evening. Hume and Arians up next. Hume, obviously, the incumbent series futsal side. Arians, who snuck in on the final day with a win over Footscray. That final series futsal spot is truly up for grabs. The question is who wants to go and claim it. It's a really interesting story. One for Melbourne, Arians. Northcote might want time out. Maricic quickly with the slip. And it will be issued now. Northcote will wait. We need to have a whistle. Timeout finally issued. To such Maricic frustration, but Northcote will have timeout. A night which has not gone their way. Perhaps they are looking at a way to chip in to the Northern Phoenix leaders. We get a timeout. It's Northcote 0, Northern Phoenix 9. We return from timeout in this second half. Northern Phoenix having certainly a night. One to remember for them in the playoffs, having to defend their series futsal status. There could be a case already to be made that they have 1 foot in the top flight for next season. Northcote wanting to chip away. Cordero, Cora, and Lewis wore it flush. And as Phoenix were countering, we'll have a halt. And you can hear the displeasure from Marisic on the sideline. Really indicative of the evening so far for Northcote.
Tyler Lewis just copping one there on the head from the free kick.
And now, Northern Phoenix just need to be careful here. They don't have a backup goalkeeper. So Tyler Lewis will have to see this out. He's had a fairly uneventful evening so far, but if he were to go down, it would change the complexion of the final 5 minutes.
Definitely would. Maybe they would have to go to 5th man, you never know. But I think we've seen a few of the boys from Northern Phoenix play in goals for the youth team, so I think they'll have a problem there. And as well with a 9-0 lead, they would have to just have to defend.
Plenty in the keeping ranks for a side who defensively have not been at their best this season. As we said earlier, this would be their first clean sheet in the second half of the year. It's been one fraught with concession, the most of any in series, and they stayed up. And Henderson's on the march, wanted to flick for Hogan. Cordero did well and leads a counter of his own, one which Henderson thought he'd stopped. Cordero steered wide. A huge look again. Again, it's an opportunity, not possibly to change the complexion of the tie issue, but to just at least get one back.
Well, Northern can definitely not say they haven't had chances in the first half and the second half. They've had their fair share of chances, but...
A Stelitano for Henderson, who gets his hat-trick. Hat-trick hunting is hat-trick getting for Ryan Henderson. It's a Stelitano special down the flank, and all he had to do was turn into a vacant net. Northern Phoenix in the first leg have hit double digits without reply.
Ryan Henderson and Gio Stelitano have just been running this game the whole time. And as well, we go back to the comment that you said, how important is Stelitano for the team. We can also say how important Henderson is for the team as well.
Here he is again, teeing up Hogan for Stelitano this time. That's a brilliant save via a deflection off of Marisic, who wants to hammer it away. Could do so only as far as Brown. Henderson to start the next wave. Has Geraldo to go at. He's happy to keep it this time round. Oh, an important intervention from Kerridge, who just had to make that save. And here he is now, playing fifth. Send it only as far as Tyler Lewis, who quickly for Stelitano. This time his header is off course. Marisic, Cordero. Went long and searching. They'll happily let it trickle out. Approaching the dying embers of this game.
I think Northcote have a very Very hard second leg for them. What are your thoughts on that, Ethan, for the next leg for Northcote? What can they do to try to make it?
The positive thing for Northcote is they have a 9-day break to air out and exercise the demons of tonight. The goal in the final 3.5, get as many back as you can. It's not about winning the game from here. It's about just clawing away the lead, clawing away the momentum and resetting for Sunday. But Phoenix are on the charge. Stellitano was lunging and Henderson wasn't quite able to find him before that second leg. Just try to stay in it as much as you can. Poor giveaway! And Henderson has stumped in. A Kerridge calamity. And he pays the full price as Ryan Henderson continues his evening to remember.
Very big mistake there from Kerridge. But it's been that the whole game, you know. 11-0 scoreline just sums up the game there. But it's very unfortunate for Northcote, and they can't afford to be copping goals left, right and centre here.
Hogan. They might be on for another. Wanted to steer it for Biliansky. Cut out well by Garcia. Lay. Marisic. Just dangled the carrot momentarily in front of Hogan. Brown's turn now to press. Garcia got out of a tight situation well. Lay went long for Lynn, but couldn't find him. Final 3 minutes of a first leg which has defied belief for a lot on either side as well. And they're not done yet! Alilek off the bar. It was a piece of brilliance from Hogan which set him up, and it was nearly a glorious goal.
That left me a bit speechless there, that one. Hogan just chipping it across to Moe Alilek. And him just volleying it, hitting the crossbar.
Would have been an outrageous exclamation point on the night for Northern Phoenix, which has been a statement in and of itself. Alilek this time giving away to Giraldo, who ran himself out of room. 11 will be the deficit for the time being. Biliansky wanted to add more. Touch evaded him on the turn. Still an anxious look at the clock from Suleiman Mohammed and Romario Barho. The Northcote bench cutting a much more dejected figure. Marisic couldn't get beyond Biliansky. Really, you can't understate the momentum they came into this with. A fabulous run home in the championship. Only one defeat in 8 games. They picked up a lot of points in the run-in, which had aided their way home and into the playoffs. It put them in the title picture as well. But they look a far picture from that at the moment. Is there anything they can salvage from the second leg? As Nicholas Parthamos on return finds himself in the book.
Like we said earlier, a welcome home to Nicholas Parthamos. Michael Ciaras handing him a yellow card, a gift for him. An 11-0 so far for Nicholas Parthamos. Can he get a goal on his return?
He's still got time. Under 2 minutes to get it. Or can Northcote at least just chip away? It'll be Geraldo's free kick. Out from Marisic. Couldn't get beyond Biliansky. Geraldo, Garcia wanted it. Gave away to Alilek. And this time it finds Garcia. And Lewis got down well again at the expense of a Northcote corner.
Michael was saying Northcote are getting the shots off. It's just, I think it's a bit too late, obviously. Well, it isn't just a bit too late. It's very late.
Corner all the way for Geraldo. Marisic. Garcia. Biliansky invited just for a moment. Marisic's touch was heavy. Alilek. Bilianski not beyond Marisic, who did well, and now might be on the charge. Wanted one of his own back. And a block made by Hogan on this occasion. Again for Marisic. Again the block made. Might be back to the drawing board for a week Sunday for Northcote at the moment. If they are to salvage anything. Deflected off Hogan. Lewis into the banister. And we might just have to have the froth mop. Dying embers. And for the first time in the night, the mop is required. Short breather. A game which has hardly had one. It's not been one of ill temper. Mainly because the die has been cast for quite some time now. Northern Phoenix have been supreme this evening. Suleiman Mohammed now allowing himself to see the funny side of things. Just as the froth mop is being a considerable amount of time, we might just have a minute here. Froth mop in search, taking its time certainly to be found. And we might just cut to a break quickly. While we search for it, Northcote find themselves 11 down. It's Northcote 0, Northern Phoenix 11. Froth mop found, court cleared, and we are back underway. The final minute of the first leg. Northcote still yet to blemish Northern Phoenix's defence. And Garcia went searching for Marisic on that occasion. It will continue to remain unblemished. Nicholas Parthamos, a yellow card. Deflection took it out to late, set it back for Geraldo, and Garcia turned it wide. Sums up the evening. Lewis long, Alilek lurking, Kerridge gathering. Marisic couldn't quite find lay.
34 seconds left. Can't really say much. Northcote just have to try to at least get a goal or two. Even a goal or two is a bit far-fetched at the moment.
Bilianski couldn't get beyond Geraldo. They'll have 9 days to exercise those demons, plan the possibility of a remontada, which they have to believe is still possible.
I think according to series rules as well, I'm pretty sure you can make signings for the second leg if they've, I don't know 100%, but the commissioner can confirm after. But at the moment...
At the moment, they will have to plot something beyond special to steer themselves into the top flight. The first leg of our first relegation promotion playoff. Northern Phoenix were imperious from start to finish, find themselves with an incredibly strong aggregate lead as they win on the night 11-0. It's Northcote 0, Northern Phoenix 11. To have those two available, as is Stellitano. He's got Marisic go out. Lovely ball for Zacharias, who just couldn't quite apply the finishing. Had that look merely moments ago. Hogan, Stellitano, just stabbed it down the line for Zacharias, and Marisic was in a bit too overzealously. Chance to test Fagacha. Stellitano is short. He goes out for Hogan instead. Fagacha had to get down to make the save. Cordero dropped it. Aldo went flying in and is down behind play. Stellitano turned two, gave it to Henderson. And Marisic got an important intervention before Cordero. Gave it to Henderson. And Marisic got an important intervention before Cordero nearly caught Tyler Lewis out. It away. That's a sign of the pressure they're under at the moment. Lewis looked long. Stellitano was on his own and just couldn't apply the finishing flip. Positive ball from Costa into Cora, who wanted to spin and hit the post. Their first real foray forward, and Cora.
I think as well mentioning there that you've got what's called two former players from Michigan. And there it is! Stellitano!
The tie, and they lead on the night, and Costa's being hustled by Hogan, and Henderson has thumped it two in a matter of seconds. Keep it. Again in that channel is Hogan. Henderson drifting, Hogan hitting, and lashing just wide.
As I was mentioning before,
Brown got it from Alilek, return from Hogan! It's a wonderful goal. Finished beautifully by Garcia. Wanted to keep going. Brown got a boot in. Alilek through the legs of Costa. On for Biliansky off the post. Biliansky. Hogan was on his own. Costa slid. It ricocheted not once but twice for Hogan. And Fagacha just held firm. Went quickly for Marisic. You have to remember, even a small deficit is not a bad result from him. Alilek. Stellitano. Brown's on his own and steered it over. Nearly run himself into a Northcote cul-de-sac, got out of it well. Parthamos' switch is a good one. Alilek on the charge, trying to tiptoe as well around Marisic. For Nicholas Parthamos. Good ginger movements, all seems to be well. Fagacha, Stellitano hustled him and then nearly made pay to but really playing themselves into a position of peril. Phoenix corner, Stellitano! That's the for Northern Phoenix. Upon his return to series futsal competition, he has been rehabilitated in the youth, and Henderson has thumped in his second in the championship down on the lower courts, but still reminding us of its presence. Lovely read from Zacharias, who's hustling Giraldo, but with too much force. The look of, well, we'll take it. Henderson, lovely ball. Stelitano, Henderson, who's hat-trick hunting, flashes his effort wide.
It's looking like it's a Phoenix show at the moment right now. Phoenix are going at him, going forward, and there's a chance for Northkit! And just hit wide by Northkit there.
And then lost out for Zacharias, who's flicked it on for Stelitano. They'll walk it in! It's 5 before half-time in the opening half. About to be a quarter of the way through this tie. Stelitano! Marisic got there.
Lucky both players have won.
A pinch. Cora. That's a brilliant, brilliant grab and gather from Lewis without any further concessions. Brown threaded. Hogan! They've hit Northcote for 6. As we go to full stop clock, Hogan charging. Biliansky through the legs of Fagacha and in. 7th heaven for North. And Elek just gave Leia pullback. Gave away a free kick. Kura about to come on.
Playing how he plays. You know, he had probably the best chance in the first half. You know, turning the King Lucas Hogan and then shooting it.
In particular, have done damage. Parthamos. Henderson fizzed across and in. Zacharias at the far post this time to turn it. Will drop for Kura. Had a hit on the swivel, blocked by Parthamos, who then did well to shield it and was given a barge. Has Stelitano one way, has Henderson the other. Stelitano steered it in. Via Geraldo. I don't think they expected it to be quite like this. The build up. Even the disappointment from Sunday. That's a brilliant save. The build up. Even the disappointment from Sunday. That's a brilliant save from Tyler Lewis down low. Lewis plucked it and has Stelitano, who's got Zacharias, who couldn't steer in a 10th. Northcote wanting the chip away. Cordero, Cora, Lewis wore it flush. And as Phoenix were countering, we'll have a halt.
In the first half and the second half, they had their fair share of chances, but...
Stelitano for Henderson, who gets his hat-trick.
Gordon Henderson is for the team as well.
Here he is again, teeing up Hogan for Stelitano this time. That's a brilliant save via a deflection off of Marisic. Oh, that second leg. Just try to stay in it as much as you can. And now we go from an experienced, playoff-hardened side against a side making the trip for a shot at the top flight for the very first time. Hume's series season started sluggishly. However, a second half surge saw them steer clear of the automatic relegation spot and once again into the relegation playoffs. For the 4th consecutive season, they must fight for the chance to sit at the top table. Relegated last time and reinstated to the top tier, the point has never been more in need of proving for Fernando de Moraes' side. Arians, on the other hand, are venturing to the playoffs for the second time in hopes of securing back-to-back promotions. Their only venture to the playoffs that was unsuccessful was that versus Thornbury. They secured their spot in dramatic fashion Starting the final day in the relegation playoff places of the championship, their win over Footscray ensured that they finished in the top 3 and has sent them to where they are now. It is uncharted territory, entered in the hope of a prosperous and a promoted outcome. My name's Ethan Rigg, and I'm joined in the commentary box by Pasco Vales, Albion Charchi. Good evening, Albion. How are you?
Good, Ethan. Yourself?
I'm doing all right. It's very hot in here. It's been a warm evening.
That's for sure.
Get the feeling that kind of took its toll in the last game. Both teams will be thankful that it's championship rules tonight, so they only have to do 5 minutes of stop clock futsal. But that opening game really, I think, caught a lot of people by surprise with just how starkly clear of Northcote Northern Phoenix proved to be.
I think it says a lot also about the golf and quality in the leagues, to be honest with you. I mean, a lot has been made about that point on various podcasts and stuff like that. But, yeah, I think you start to notice it, especially when teams go head-to-head, that unfortunately there is a bit of a gap between the two leagues. But, I mean, this is the chance for teams to prove that wrong, and we'll see tonight in the second game how that goes.
Here's Mohamed Temel. Hume facing a similar proposition to Phoenix in the way that they had more time off outside of that match sharpness compared to an Aryan side who only had a 5-day break, and Clonarris rolls that effort wide. Shamkhani just scrambled for a second. Saw it fly wide of his own post.
But that could also play into their favour, not having as much time off. They're probably a bit more match sharp, you know, as opposed to Hume, who have had, I mean, at this point, been a couple of weeks without playing. I mean, I'm sure they've been training hard for this moment, but nothing quite prepares you like the actual thing. So, I mean, we'll see how that plays into it.
Chichak had an effort which was flashed just wide. The way that Aryans found themselves here was quite something. It was between them and Footscray for that playoff spot. And all options were on the table. The loss would have had them in the relegation playoff in place of RMIT, who occupied it at the end. A point would have had them safe and secure for the season, but the win as they got has them in the playoff places. It's been a very tight championship season. And this, for Aryans, their first opportunity to have a look at a side from serious futsal. And here's Hadji. Clonarris on the press, couldn't re-find Venegas, who will know Hume quite well. Started the calendar year at the Black Army and then made the move to Aryans. Chichek's side ball. Swade was lurking, Venegas got in the way. And
that's the kind of experience that a club like Aryans needs, you know, coming up against such a strong team, a serious futsal team like Hume.
As Hume find themselves ahead, Ali Reza Shamkhani got a foot on it. Clonarris stole in, and Hume lead the tie. From the side ball, Shamkhani's clearance ricocheted in a way which he didn't want. Clonarris reacted quicker than Venegas, who's just turned a smashing ball over. Temel had to block to deny Laguardo, who still wants to keep going. Temel, Swade, Clonarris, happy to cool things down with Temel. Chichek. Hume wanting to now shuffle Aryans around. Chichek got a yard on Venegas. Temel. Again, they look for a yard. You can hear the calls of keep the ball on the touchline. Hamza Swade around Laguardo, on for Clonarris. Good challenge by Masavi, who's got Hadji up with him. Masavi's rolled it! And Buttress makes an important save.
That would have been quite the response because, man, to go down so early when you're the underdogs in the situation, that's a tough one. And then if you could get an instant reply there, I mean, that puts you right back in it. It really levels things back up. But Ninos up to the task on that one in place of Gab. Hasn't made the trip down yet.
Could be next Sunday for Gab Murray, one of Queensland's brightest futsaling prospects. Buttress up to the task. Hadji fancying another go. Ricochet for Venegas. And this time Hamza Swade came across to the rescue. Very good response from Aryans, having got a goal down early.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. A bit of positive play, a bit of attacking gumption from the team. hopefully it actually turns into something for them. Though, like Aiden Hadji, he is a talented young player. Aiden, he's been around for a while, but he shows some sparks of brilliance. Hopefully he can do something like that tonight, because they'll definitely need that if they want anything out of this one.
Here is Hadji again. Venegas had to lunge, and it invited the press from Cicek. Venegas spun himself out of trouble. Did very well in the end. Experience proving very important in that situation. Many could have buckled. Venegas was vigilant. Hadji. Masavi couldn't turn. Smith got a foot in. There's another youngster who's had a very tidy campaign, really. Tobias Smith Jr.
Yeah, since he's come down, I mean, impressive performance after impressive performance, including against us once or twice, unfortunately for us. But again, a very talented young player, and hopefully someone we see next season, because that's what the league needs, you know. Good quality, not just at the top teams, but from top to bottom. And someone like him can really do it for Hume. I mean, they're a stacked team as it is, but you'll never say no to a quality player like him.
And there's Sahin, fouled by Hadji. Gives Hume a free kick. Goal up early. Temmel's within firing range. Chooses to roll it this time, and it was well telegraphed by Venegas. There's Sebastian Baquero tonight for Arians, by Dani also out of the team for this first leg. Smith Jr., Ramadan, Temmel. Tidy challenge by Ascari. Ramadan rolling, and Smith steered it over.
Bit of a commentator's curse there. I mean, after we just praised how talented he is.
Unfortunate moment for Tobias Smith Jr. Mosavi, that's a better intervention. Ricocheted for Sahin. Stabbed his effort wide. But that high press for Hume at the moment really seems to be where this Arian side are struggling to get out.
I think that's where you're going to find the difference between the teams that are regularly competing in series and then the teams that are trying to make their way up. It's those little details that really separate potentially good teams from really actually great teams, like you see here again.
Venegas had his pocket picked. Smith Jr. for Ramadan. And Venegas not best pleased with the amount of contact he received. Hume have a corner. Again, Temmel's take. Sahin, who was all the way out. Thought about a hit. Ramadan wanted to roll it. Mosavi got in the way. Temmel did well to keep it. Hadji hustled him. Sahin, Smith Jr. Goes to keep it between themselves. He wants to go at Venegas. Went through the legs. And a ricochet for Ramadan, who steered wide.
Unlucky from the Silverback. He's someone that's been around for a long, long time and has been a deadly player for a long time. And this season, I think you've seen a bit of a resurgence out of him. He's really put in some good performances over the season. So,
well, clearance for Smith Jr. Ascari this time, the one who's guilty.
Arians are really struggling to even just try and play it out. I mean, it's either they're playing it straight into Hume, or the high press is leading to them kicking it out, or they're really struggling at the moment. So Hardar might need to come up with something a bit different for them, because the way it's going right now, it's only a matter of time for him to find that second.
Sahin couldn't steer it beyond Hadji. Hume doing as Northern Phoenix did, really searching. Smith Jr., who's been at the heart of a lot of the good so far. Sahin. Smith Jr. threaded for Turkman. That's a lovely turn and a brilliant ball for Ramadan, who sidestepped Venegas. Shamkhani saved. Venegas wanting to steer it out. Just got away with it. Right in the nick of time. A couple of Hume appeals for a corner. Ones which were waved away. Hadji had a moment where he got out the back. Sahin read it well. Turkman, Smith Jr. as Ramadan with him wants to go on his own and steered it just wide of the near post.
Those are the moments that you really have to take advantage of if you're Arians. You're not going to get those too many times, and those are the times where you really need to be locked in, because those opportunities are going to come few and far between.
Turkman hustle, Venegas won it! Bertrand sat down 1-1! Pockets picked and Jalali made them pay! And Arians, who have struggled, who have had their backs to the wall, now find themselves level.
That's all you need, like just one moment, like I said. That's all you need to get right back in it. And a yellow card for Ali Reza. What was that for? Did you catch that?
For dissent for Ali Reza Shamkhani. He just has to be cautious, as it was for one of these sides, for both of these sides. No backup keeper on the bench. Doesn't want to tempt fate in any way, but he might be doing so. That's a smashing ball from Smith Jr. Ramadan couldn't roll Venegas. Sahin, Smith Jr., Clanaris, Ramadan. Hugh wanting to respond in kind. Haji did well. You can just see the Hume touchline, which was much more animated in the first 10 minutes. Since the concession of that equaliser, there's just a bit more of a nervousness around them.
Well, you'd want to calm it down a little bit when something like that happens. You know you're the better team. You know you're going to get the lion's share of the chances. So you just want to calm it down and make sure you're not forcing anything, not rushing into things, because that's just going to play into Arian's hands.
Venegas happy to see it out of play. They won't mind this, considering it's only 5 minutes of stop clock at the end of either half. Soaking up time is a specialty. Ascari was on his own. Shamkhani found him well, and he nearly acrobatically troubled Bertrus.
It looks like that's where the success is going to come from.
Ramadan rolls. Shamkhani came a long way. Jalali wins a free kick.
Yeah, it looks like that's where the success is going to come for Arians, is those long ones, because they've tried it for the first couple minutes of playing it through and they just couldn't find anything. So 2 or 3 times now over the top, and it was fruitful once. That's probably what they're going to look into doing to maybe get another one.
Ali Reza Shamkhani left it for Ascari. He made a mess of that a little bit, did Arians. Clanaris, Temel. Just happy to take the yards he's afforded. Jalali went, as did Venegas. A whirl. Tried to spin. Clanaris wanted to keep it rolling. Trickle out of play. Arians now looking for some control, having gotten themselves level. Ascari, Haji, Jalali, brilliant turn! And a glorious goal! Outrageous! A sensational swivel! And the finish was a beauty! And Arians have turned it around!
And they're really going to have to keep their heads now, because the excitement of getting into a position like this, you just need to get it out of your head and go back to what your coach has been telling you, because now this is where Hume are going to start getting a bit antsy and start taking the game on a little bit. So you need to be really switched on from here on out.
Temel for Swade. Jalali went to him. Clanaris stayed alive. Swade was bundled by Ascari. Quickly on for Jalali, who wants another sharp turn. Ricocheted for Venegas, who nearly turned himself into trouble through the legs of Hamza Swade. Saw the situation out. Jalali again to go at Temel, who read terrifically. Hume on the charge now. Temel. Ascari wanted a shot at the door. Jalali on the slide did well. He's lost an arm guard. Temel on for Swade. Has a hit from range. Shamkhani via Venegas get it away.
And starting to get a little bit like you said before, a bit nervy now. That's not really how you want to go about this one, because the more you start snatching at chances, the more you start forcing the issue, the more it's going to play into Arian's hands, because they'll eat that up all day.
Temul, Hattie and Venegas held firm. Neither have come for a breather yet. And you get the feeling that's going to be the case throughout the night.
You want that experience on the court for as long as possible, and managing minutes is one of the hardest things in futsal that you can do. When's the right time to come off for a breather? When's the right time to stay on? And especially for a team like Arians, who are going to have to rely on...
Brilliant! Cicek for Suede! And Hume have got themselves level. A wonderfully worked move. Down the flank, Cicek could have pulled the trigger. He went unselfish, and Hamza Suede has steered things back where they started. Just as important as that experience was, it came undone on that occasion. Human level in leg one. Reza with a lovely turn, beyond Suede! He was given a drag, Buttress came, Klenaris, and Reza, who is really, really not best pleased about the contact from Suede.
And this one's just starting to get a little bit feisty, and that's going to play into Arians' hands, because here's Alex Lampard, again another experienced player.
Hadji on the slide, cleared only as far as Venegas. Again, they continue to work it. Hadji.
Keep it. Good, keep it.
Again, reset with William Venegas. Lampard's on that far side. Rolled it for Reza instead. And Temel got a toe. 3.5 to half time. And right now, it is dead level. Temel wanting to dictate. Cicek. Again, Temel wanted to thread, but only found Shamkhani. You just get the feeling now. Arians are in management. Hadji's take, appeals for handball. Buttress came a long way.
They're finding success with those long ones. I mean, if it's still working for you, keep going for it. And Hume need to really find a way to deal with that, because twice now they've come undone from it. And it's just something that they're probably not used to dealing with against series teams. It's sort of that thing where it's almost like the lower the level of opposition. Oh,
lovely! Hamza Suede tiptoed terrifically. Got his way through two and thumped it in. And thumped Hume back ahead.
That's a double for the young man. New father, congratulations to Hamza and his missus. I think that comes to show the level of young quality that Hume have that they can rely on. Players like Toby, Hamza, they've got a well on the bench. You've got that perfect mix of like experience and youth, and I think that's what's really going to help them now manage this situation, because the game's just become a little bit tense, a little bit feisty, and you're going to really need to see that one out with a bit of a mix of both.
They're on the march again. Wanting to steer. Cicek off the bar and in. There's the breathing room. And Ubede Cicek has steered Hume into a 2-goal buffer. Terrific work from Kelsall. Gave Cicek a simple finish, one which he obliged. Their top scorer in the series season. Adds another to the campaign, this time in the playoffs. And it might be his most important. And he's on the march again. Couldn't get round this time.
That's when you need your big players to step up in these sort of situations, and I think Cicek is probably their biggest big game player in that case. Very important goal, and hopefully that's the one that they need to just get a bit of control back in the game, because Arians were wrestling that from them for a little bit.
Kelso wanted Smith Jr., who was lurking. Lampard got a foot in. Temel, Cicek. Now Kelsall and Shamkhani with a quick coming together. Nothing doing, says the referee, who had a good view, Michael Ciaris. Hadji, Mosavi. Cicek left one on him, but all was fair. And roll back for Burtrus. Ramadan out of play. Time just being taken to restart things. Ariane's wanting a late surge to get themselves back into the tie. Hadji kept it alive and then couldn't pierce through Temel. Venegas. Again on the switch was Hadji. Mosavi wanting to make a nuisance. Hadji went darting, had a hit, one which Ramadan blocked, and it ricocheted for Temel, who had three around him. And Venegas was the one who would not be beaten. Inside the final two to the break. Temel, that's a lovely steer for Ramadan. Smith Jr. going with him. Tobias Smith Jr. has thumped it in for 5. Having missed one earlier, has his redemption with a piercing drive down low. And the Black Army is starting to rally.
They started to run away with it a little bit, Ethan. I mean, it started off a bit shaky, but this is where I think you separate the series teams from the championship teams. Just that extra level of quality that really makes a difference.
Sorkman with a good foot in. Both championship teams now have conceded 5.5. Arians have got 2 to make it a bit closer. But at the moment, it's Hume's night by the looks of it. Venegas' challenge was to the aid of Mosavi. And Sahin got a foot in to steer it away, and they want timeout. Timeout taken, post haste. Arians called timeout with the first half getting away from them a touch as we go to the first one of the evening. It's Arians 2, Hume 5. We return from timeout for the first time. Hume, who were having a bit of a scare, are now in control of this first leg in its final 76 seconds to the break. Is there a way to keep this game within touching distance before half-time?
Well, a goal here will certainly help with that. Let's see what they've cooked up.
Hadji from Osavi, well read by Ramadan. He wasn't able to steer forward. It's an opportunity that just goes amiss for Arians again. All the important ones Bar two have gone against them. Hadji couldn't spin. Ramadan again with a good foot in. Sahin refound him. Turkmen. Sahin. Temel. Turkmen again. Mosavi was tiptoed beyond. Imran Turkmen couldn't get through them all.
Absolute brick wall, Alex is. Hard to get past him, that's for sure. Again, that's someone who brings a lot of experience to the team, someone who's been there, done that, has given the league a lot of great moments. Maybe that he can give Arians another one here.
Hadji. Turkmen was diving, Ramadan was there too. Sahin's now got the movement, and they've got all four on the break. Temel Turkmen! Somehow, some way, somehow, it does not find the net.
And Arians are starting to get frustrated now. They're sort of feeling like things are not going their way in terms of the game, in terms of the calls from the refs. And that sort of agitation is, it's not what you want, especially when you're trailing. Especially when you're trailing to a team on paper is supposed to be the bigger team, and you just want to get Haidar to calm things down, the coach, because again he's someone that's got a lot of experience. He's a serious futsal Golden Boot winner in the past, someone who can provide a lot of insight to this team, but he needs to get the mental side of them sort of. Ooh.
Nearly a look for Hadji. Turkmen hammered it. One last look for the half, goes wide. That experience will be needed and then some. It'll be a half-time rallying call. 3 behind at the break. Shamkhani left the door open in jest, but Hume, who have been given a scare, were 2-1 down at one stage, had found the turnaround they needed. A double for Hamza Suede means at half-time in Darebin, it's Melbourne Arians 2, Hume 5. Arians, on the other hand, are venturing to the playoffs for the second time in hopes of securing back-to-back promotions. Their only venture to the playoffs, side of that match sharpness, compared to an Arians side who only had a 5-day break, and Clanaris rolls that effort wide. Shamkhani just scrapped.
Such a strong team, a serious team like Hume.
As Hume find themselves ahead. Ali Reza Shamkhani got a foot around Laguardo, on for Clanaris. Good challenge by Mosavi, who's got Hadji up with him. Mosavi's rolled it! And Buttress makes an important save. Buttress up to the task. Hadji fancying another go. Ricochet for Venegas. And this time Hamza Suede came across to the rescue.
Hopefully someone we can see next season, because that's what the league needs. You know? Good quality, not just at the top teams, but from top to bottom. And
Temel. Tidy challenge by Ascari. Ramadan rolling, and Smith steered it over. Venegas had his pocket picked. Smith Jr. for Ramadan. Venegas not best pleased with the amount of contact to keep it between themselves. He wants to go at Venegas, went through the legs. And a ricochet for Ramadan, who steered wide.
Unlucky from the silverback.
That's a lovely turn and a brilliant ball for Ramadan, who sidestepped Venegas. Shamkhani saved. Venegas wanting. Turkmen hustled, Venegas won it! Buttress sat down 1-1!
Looks like that's where the success is going to come from.
Ramadan rolls, Shamkhani came a long way. Jalali wins the free kick.
Yeah, looks like
Jalali, brilliant turn! And a glorious goal! He's lost an arm guard. Temel on for Suede. Has a hit from range. Shamkhani via Venegas get it away.
and especially for a team like Arians who are going to have to rely on.
Brilliant! Cheat check for Suede! And Hume have got themselves. Reza with a lovely turn. Beyond Suede! He was given a drag. buttress came, Clenaris, and
the lower the level of opposition.
oh, lovely! Hamza Suede tiptoed terrifically.
A mix of both.
We're on the march again. Wanting to steer, Cicek off the bar and in! There's the breathing room. Temel, that's a lovely steer for Ramadan. Smith Jr. going with him. Tobias Smith Jr. has thumped it in for 5. Arians have got 2 to make it a bit closer. But at the moment, it's Hume's night by the looks of it. Venegas is challenged. Temel. Turkmen again. Mosavi was tiptoed beyond Imran Turkmen. Couldn't get through them all. Turkmen was diving. Ramadan was there too. Sahin's now got the movement and they've got all 4 on the break. We return from half-time here in Darabin, and a first half that was fraught with a little bit of danger for Hume is now well and truly going to plan. The Black Army, with the concession of 2, hit 5 of their own to take a rather commanding lead at the first real breaking point of the first leg, but Mosavi has hit the post within a matter of second half seconds.
That is exactly what Arians needed if they were going to get back into this one. A nice quick one right off of kickoff would have done them a world of good.
And they were ever so nearly recipients of it. Mosavi probably about 1.5 inches away from reducing the deficit to 2. As it stands, Hume get away with 1 for now. But that kind of energy, that's indicative of what this team will throw at this second half. We could be in for something very special here.
Let's hope, because especially after last game, it's nice to see some good competitive futsal. And now let's see if Arians are up to the task.
They have been a bit errant in possession, but it's been a performance of steel from Arians as Temel was within range. A bit of a sighter from the Hume skipper. Ali Reza Shamkhani went long again. And Bertrus's final touch was off Mosavi. Temel again pressed high. Splitting ball for Cicek. Suede slowed up and he wanted that overlap.
And Hamza's been on one today. 2 goals and some good all-around play like that.
And here he is again, steering for Cicek. Shamkhani got a boot, not once, not twice. And then Mosavi gave him a helping hand as he was given a shove. Now just hang on a minute here. There'll be a conversation that needs to happen. Hamza Suede is getting some stern words from Michael Tsiaris.
Looks like that's all it's going to be.
Maybe a warning. A quick pack it in and move on. It's a much better application from Suede, whose challenge on Hadji was a good one. Laguardo went back for Hadji, now on for Venegas. Much more positive start to the second half for Arians, but that problem with the high press is still there.
Yeah, and it's something that they're going to have to work out sooner rather than later, because you don't want this first leg to get away from you and cut your chances down in the second leg. If they can keep it within a couple of goals, it'll give them the opportunity to rebound, to sort of collect. But if this game gets away from them like it's looking like it could, then you're not going to really leave yourself with much chance in the second leg, and especially when it's a full stop clock, falls right into the hands of Hume in that one. So they're going to need to either keep it how it is or even try and net.
Error. Swade on a hat-trick. Where was Shamkhani going?
And he was trying to be a bit of a fifth man, a bit of a defender there, but forgot that he actually had to, protect the goals there. So got away with one, but another chance for Hume now to extend the lead a little bit off this corner.
Swade for Temmel through the legs of Mosavi, not beyond Laguardo, who wants to stream forward. Swade in retreat, him and Mosavi get in a muddle, but they'll have a free kick. Mosavi not best pleased about the hold-up. They figured it out in the end and then ran themselves into one another. They got away with it, winning a free kick. Venegas to take. Still very early in the second half. A goal would do wonders.
These are the ones you need to take advantage of, the set pieces, and right into the wall.
Clattered into Cicek. A little bit wasteful from William Venegas.
Yeah, Cicek will take those every day.
Can they go once more? Hadji. Venegas. Hadji tipped it around Cicek. Venegas lost out to Smith Jr. and then at the second time slid into good effect. And for an Aryan side that has been so potent this season, nobody scored more in the championship than their 62. They'll need to showcase some of that attacking ingenuity to get themselves back into the game.
That puts them in good stead for a game like this, where a team that's able to get a goal, a team that's able to find some, but against a serious futsal defense, you're going to really be on top of your game, like Hadji has been so far today, but just lost it out there and was a bit eager getting back there, let's just say.
Fouls Turkman in the end. An interesting one for Hume. Only Thornbury got less than their 36 in the campaign. So for a side who had been fraught of goals, credit to Fernando Dimarais, a lot of that was done in the first half of the season. And since he came in, they'd only been defeated by Fitzroy and Moreland. That's in September.
Yeah, I think when you're talking about Hume's season, you need to talk about it in two halves, because when Fernando came in, he really steadied that ship and he turned Hume into a really formidable side, a team that was hard to beat, hard to score against. Maybe they're not the biggest scorers, but in terms of how you want to go about things, the less goals you concede, the less likely you are to lose. So that's a good way to go about things, but in a game like today where you really need to establish the dominance, put yourself out there, you need to sort of take that extra step in the attacking half to make sure that you don't even give Arians a sniff. You don't give them a chance to get back into the game. Like how it's going now, a bit end-to-end, a bit... there's a
lovely. From a while, who's round Shamkhani and couldn't steer it in.
Goes to show you, like I said before, the amount of young talent that Hume have at their disposal. Like Turkman here, and Owal, Clanaris even. You got Hamza and Toby on the bench. Some really, really strong young players that are going to be hungry to score, hungry to get at it. It bodes well for them next season as well, if they are to stay in series. For sure.
That next generation not only getting the series experience, being blooded in the playoffs as well. Something that Hume have become familiar with. It's a cycle we understand that they want to break. 4 straight trips. They won't want to make it 5 next year. Longer season, more points available. Sahin wins a corner. But just how do they go about getting themselves out of that playoff cycle where they start slow and they finish well, and they finish 5th a lot of the time, which gives them an easier run, but they have been very vocal about the fact they want more.
Well, the first thing, and this is applicable to every team in series and in futsal in general, something that's really hard to come by is stability and its consistency. If you're able to have the same boys in and out every week, your chances of doing well go up so much. It's something that even even us at Pascaval, we've been struggling with when it comes to injuries, player unavailability. It sort of makes it hard to plan for the season, makes it hard to plan for the next game and the one after when you don't know who's going to be there every week. But, I mean, as you saw in the second half of the season...
As well, threads for Clemaris. Had an open net. Shamkhani must have just done enough without giving away a foul. He's on a tightrope. Booked very early. Now just needs to keep a real lid on things.
But that's his game. That's the way that he's always played. He's a very good keeper, but he has his moments, rash moments, let's say, where a bit of eccentricity, maybe you could say. But at the end of the day, if that helps you get to where you are performance-wise, that's what you need to do. That's what he's going to do, and it seems that it's done well for them so far. They find themselves in a SFA playoff spot, so it's got to be working to some extent, but a bit shaky there. You don't want to cost your team, especially at such a crucial moment, with a sloppy goal like that. Could have been.
It's Hadji. And on for Laguardo. Kelsall went to him. Wanted to be intricate. Cut out by Awal, who set it behind Smith Jr. Kelsall, Awal, wonderfully worked from Hume, who've kept the move alive around Jalali. Back for Sahin. Kelsall. Sahin on the switch is Smith Jr. Awal. Lost out to Hadji, who got it from Venegas. Wants to go the way around the lot. Via Smith Jr. gets it back for Laguardo. Venegas. Lovely footwork. And then Jalali had it cut out by Sahin, who was just reacting a touch faster. Kelsall. Team played themselves out of that very well. Lovely switch from Sahin for a while, who's got options with him. Smith Jr. on the switch. He went alone! It was a good hit, and it wasn't a million miles away.
You're starting to see Hume really stretch Arians now. This is really turning into their game, and they're just starting to lose it a little bit defensively, but there's still plenty of time left.
Reza on the spin. Wanted Jalali to gamble. Just weren't quite able to keep it. This is really the stretch now where if a comeback is to materialise, it would be through this patch. This is where teams go into a bit of a lull before the stop clock usually. As Ramadan was rather robustly barged into.
Yeah, the longer it stays this way, the more it benefits Hume, because they'll be way more used to a bit of game management, being able to calm things down with the quality that they have, not just the starting five, but a really, really deep bench full of quality. They'll be able to see it out as long as Arians don't start their comeback. And with only 8 minutes and a bit to go, you really want to see that now before it gets a bit too late.
Temel, Smith Jr., Ramadan, Kelsall, getting at a go. Getting closer. You can feel that urgency starting to creep in for Arians. Reza and Kelsall came together and he was not too happy about it. And we saw a bit of a simmer in the first half. The second now starting to bubble too. Smith Jr. couldn't thread for Ramadan.
Well, as the game goes on and the Arians are just going to get a little bit more desperate, they're going to get a little bit... Oi.
Lucky, you good?
Reza and Ramadan come together.
Again.
Be an Arians free kick. Oh. That is a real entanglement. Both came out of that okay. Hume have got 4 fouls, which now becomes a factor. One more, and the ice melts beneath them. Ascari gave it a go. And Buttress, who's been very good this evening, makes another good save.
He's deputised well for Gab Murray. And well, when it comes to number 2s in the league, he's probably one of the most consistent. Hasn't really had the game time to prove it, but in terms of playing in the youth league, And the sort of rare minutes that he's gotten, he's shown that he's a very capable shot stopper in his own right.
Reza. Now Ramadan, who's on the charge and tiptoed his way round. Kelsall with him, he went alone. And Shamkhani got his angles right. Just on the dive away. This game really becoming stretched now. Very end to end. A lot of the Hume first half starters all on the bench. Klanaris, Cicek. Sahin is also one. Good read by Jalali, who now was on his own. He had 3 around him. Good hold up from Temel. Jalali went again anyway. And just not to good effect.
This is really the part of the game now where it needs to happen for both sides, because it's either Hume get the goal to really break away, or Arians get the goal that starts the comeback and really swings the momentum into their favour. So something's got to happen soon, or else this one's going to just get away from Arians.
Ramadan's corner, longer than 4. And that will be the big one. You get the feeling for Arians, if it is to come tonight, it's now or never. Temel with a good read. And Reza just gave him a shove on the way down. They've also got to just be a little bit cautious. That's 3 fouls now.
Yeah, and giving away silly fouls like that is not going to aid your cause at all, because you want to keep the ball in play for as long as possible. That's where the danger will be. Once you start getting too many stoppages and then 5-minute stop clock as well on top of that, that's just when Hume can really see the game out.
And that stop clock is one which we're quickly approaching. Haji on the improvised flick. Bertrus happy to chest it down and play through Suede. Again, Reza went in robustly. And it will be a foul. So it's 4 apiece on the foul count as we're about to tick into stop clock territory. 5 to go.
And that's a couple of fouls for Reza now. He just needs to be a bit careful, because sooner or later he'll find himself in the book. And a player of that importance for the team, you really don't want him in any sort of foul trouble.
He's been substituted. Probably a good call. You could just see he's played with a lot of emotion in this second half.
Intensity for sure, and it's a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. You need to make sure you're able to keep that in check and ensure that it just doesn't get a bit too much, that you don't overdo it, because that's when you start to see it become a detriment for your team.
Musavi might be reinstated sooner than he expected. Ramadan rolled well, and Askari recovered equally as just. Jalali still out there, Musavi instated. Haji, who's not had a minute off. Turkmen's corner for Hume. Taken for Suede, who's on a hat-trick. Ricocheted for Jalali, who spun away from 2 superbly. Has 2 up with him. Musavi's one! There's 1 back! And it was wonderfully done.
And that's exactly what Arians needed to kickstart the comeback. We could be on for a big finish here.
It was a spinning symphony of a counter from Jalali. Mozart-esque. Pulled the strings and threaded superbly.
5 fouls, Hume, guys.
And 5 fouls for Hume, my word.
This is really getting interesting.
Tobias Smith Jr. can't believe it.
You can hear the instruction from Nico there, settle down. This one is really starting to become Arians' game.
They've got force. They have to be just a bit careful in and of themselves, because 5 apiece levels the playing field once more. Only a 2-goal buffer now. Turkmen, Temel, Cicek. Temel! Jalali foot in, recycle to Turkmen. On for Hamza, Suede! Fabulous save from Shamkhani.
And he is loving it as well.
Brilliant stop. The way that Hume worked the angle for Suede was superb. It's a good hit. And it's a brilliant save. Hume corner. Cicek's take. Clip for Temel. He was never really in favour when Haji closed the gap. Shamkhani quickly. That's the lot of Jalali. Bertrus, Cicek, whose touch was loose. Masavi, whose touch was heavy. Invited Temel. Turkman. Swade. Cicek. Is there a way to stretch them? Cicek again on the switch for Temel. Gave it away to Jalali. Masavi had Haji. Temel timed it to perfection on the slide. And then was tugged back for £5 apiece.
So that's both teams at 5 now. You're about to see this game become really, really open. Both sides are going to be on edge, not going to want to give away anything, so you're going to see a lot more open play, a lot more direct play as well. This one's really lining up to be a good one.
Cicek, Temel. We are officially down the stretch. Sahin, Cicek, Askari had to be inch perfect and was. Haji, Jalali. Swade on the press, Haji once more. Askari, that's a tidy touch around the corner. Jalali can now drive. Masavi is just lurking on his own. Jalali threaded it! Oh my word! They are within one! Now then! Hume want timeout. Their hand is forced on the brink of a massive momentum shift for Melbourne Arians. 2 very, very quick goals have them right back in the picture as we get a timeout. It's Arians 4, Hume 5. Well. A playoff tie that at half-time had Hume in the driver's seat. They are now side by side, wheel-to-wheel action for 2 teams down the stretch. Cicek, however, is wanting to change that quickly. A cheeky chip to reinstate Hume with a 2-goal buffer.
And that's the difference between the two sides. Hume just keeps seeming to find their way back in front, always killing the momentum of Arians just when you think that they're about to get back in it. And here they go again with Timmy.
Temel was not far away from adding yet another. Arian's in a hurry, too much of a hurry for Haji. Put it perfectly, really, Albion. whenever they start to get ahead of steam. Hume just find a way to really rip the momentum away. That's a smashing ball. Smith Jr. Cicek walking in. And just like that, the buffer is back to 3. Two in about 30 seconds to have Hume really flying once more in the playoffs. The mood has entirely changed in less than a minute.
And I think that comes down to the well-timed timeout that Kolak gave there. Just suck the momentum out of the game, and when you've got the quality that Hume do, that's what's going to end up happening.
Hadji wanted the long way round. Cicek's challenge was a good one. 2.5, and it might have just been the most important minute of Hume's season. Hadji, Venegas. Is there one last throw from Arians? When looking for Mosavi, and it was forced. Temel tiptoeing. Cicek was there. Shamkhani slipped. Cicek, Sahin. Not beyond Venegas. And they had an open net, not once but twice.
This is where Arians really need to sort out their game management. What do they want now? Do they want to sort of keep it how it is and not let it get too wide coming into the second leg? Or do they want to go for it and try and close that gap to give them even a better opportunity in the second leg? It's going to be really interesting to see how they play these last 2 minutes.
Cicek. Sahin stepped to Mosavi, who dangled a leg, went with height for Smith Jr., who slipped. They want handball. Would have been harsh. Hadji. Not beyond Smith Jr. Still going as Mosavi, however. Set back! And speared wide. That might have been their look. Leguardo just unable to apply the finishing touch. Arians want timeout, the next available opportunity. Cicek, Temel, 90 seconds to go. Sahin. Mosavi lost out.
And this is exactly what Hume are going to want, just to sap all the air out of the arena and drag these last 90 or so seconds along.
Cicek wanted Smith Jr., couldn't find him. And now it's Arian's turn to see if the timeout for them will bear the same fruit as it did the Black Army. As we go to timeout for the final time tonight, it's Melbourne Arians 4, Hume 7. We return from timeout for the final time tonight. Hume, who down the stretch have really made the most of it. They sapped all the momentum out of an Arians charge, which was just beginning to gather steam, and now, with just over a minute to go, have themselves in a position of real prosperity. Is there one last flick for the championship team? Hadji wanted to go. Smith Jr. took over and then lost out to Venegas. Slight errant touch, waiting on the runners. Temel went to him. Venegas couldn't tiptoe through. Temel now on the counter. Wanted Smith Jr., but Mosavi got an all-important foot in. Corner quickly. Smith Jr. stumbled. Venegas collected him. And now they go the other way. Leguardo. Hadji! Good save from Buttress at his near post.
Really important save as well.
Corner quickly for Venegas. Clipped for Laguardo, who went with the flick.
That was a wasted opportunity there.
It might have been the opportunity to at least claw one back for next Sunday. Swayed. Couldn't get beyond Venegas. Again taken quickly. They will have another look. They will have another look for the road. Venegas' side ball. Laguardo just given a shove from Temel.
In the context of the entire leg, both legs I should say, this is going to be a really, really important penalty.
So a 10-metre spot kick. Hadji tasked with dispatching. This is a big moment for Bertrus. Can cap a very good game. Or is Hadji about to give Melbourne Arians a lifeline? Top flight on the line. Right at the end of the first set of 2. To cut the deficit 2-2. Could take it to next Sunday within touching distance. Hadji blazes wide! A pressure 10-metre penalty missed. And that might be that for Melbourne Arians tonight.
Is there time for one more maybe?
Hadji thinks so. When acrobatic. Is there one at the other end? There will be! There will be! And it all could come undone now. It could be a tale of 2 late spot kicks from 10 out. One that was missed by Arians. Ubide Cicek, ball in hand, urgently over to the spot. This for a 4-goal buffer. It momentarily looked like it might have been 2, but now Hume can really start to run away with this.
That's the kind of thing that only this sport can provide. On one chance, a chance to bring it down to 2, and within seconds now, Hume can extend it to 4 and really put a dampener on this Arians comeback.
Ali Reza Shamkhani with some acrobatics and some theatrics.
Some Andrew Redmayne tactics there.
Few star jumps. Ubide Cicek thumps it in. And Hume are the ones jumping for joy. A stare down, a look down. And for Arians, the fire certainly now is down.
Yeah, and a game that could have gone their way at so many different points, unfortunately has gotten away for them. And
and Temel nearly made it worse via a ricochet.
I think that's where you start to see the difference in quality between the 2 leagues. Sometimes you do need a bit of luck, but all the good teams always find a way to have a bit of luck. And now we're going to go into next week with Hume quite a bit ahead.
Overall, for the 2 legs, it will be advantage series over the championship. The incumbent placeholders look to continue on as such. For Phoenix, it was a demolition job. For Hume, it was an arm wrestle. But one which, as the seconds tick away, as the time is counted down, the Black Army prevailed with flying colours. And will find themselves next Sunday truly to the good. Final knocking. Cicek nearly added an exclamation point, but it will not matter Hume now hold a sizable lead for the second leg a week Sunday. It was an arm wrestle. It was one where they were behind. It was one where they weathered an Aryan storm. But the Black Army prevailed and the cavalry arrived. Full time in Darebin at the end of the first leg. It's Melbourne Aryans 4, Hume 8.